Hello, I'm Daniel Rhodes, and in this video I'm going to be showing you my design process behind the M4 carbine model I currently have on screen. Okay, to start off with, I'm going to quickly sum up the overview of this project. I've really wanted to create a real life military weapon for some time now, but it's just something I've never got around to doing. As a prop artist, it's quite common to have a weapon on your portfolio, but I didn't want to just do this. I wanted to put my own twist on it using animation. Here's a collection of different artists found on ArtStation that all had something that really inspired me about their work. From having extremely accurate interpretations of weapons to bringing character to a model through texture. I would really love to have my work up to this type of industry standard in the future. Next, I gathered a ton of reference material that came in really useful throughout this project. The reference images I got from Airsoft especially, as I got a few different angles that aren't shown on most images on the internet. I also used Pinterest a lot throughout this project to be constantly collecting images into a singular location that could be accessed from anywhere. Then it just came down to the planning. Looking back now, I can see that I was definitely too ambitious with this project, and I didn't really stick to the proposed schedule at all, something that I would really like to work on more in the future. On to the more interesting parts now, the actual making of the model. To start off with, I found an image that could be used in 3ds Max as a guide to build up the model. From there on, I started creating each part of the weapon separately from one another, as I knew this would be easier to animate later on. I started modelling each part from left to right in a block art type form, and then went over it later on, refining the details. A technique that really helped me with this was to create material with a really low opacity, so I could always see the image. Even though you can see through your model, you always seem to be able to distinguish what side a vertex is on. Another tool that really helped throughout this modelling process was the mirror tool, as a lot of parts were symmetrical. I had not really made something as complex as this before, so watching a few videos online really helped me understand the modelling process. It was great gradually seeing my own model take shape and was really encouraging. Now let's talk about texturing and my use of Endo. All the textures on this model have been made in Substance Painter. Something that I really wanted to capture with this model was wear and tear, making it look like it had seen action and been used. I am really happy with the look of paint on the metal being scratched off. This also relates back to a look and feel of an airsoft weapon that I gathered reference from. A software package that I hadn't used before but found really useful in this project is the Quixel suite, more importantly Endo. A lot of the details for the handle part of this weapon I couldn't really model, for example the text, so instead I added it afterwards using Endo. Editing my existing normal map from Substance Painter and using Marmoset to get a constantly updating look at what the changes done in Endo looked like on my model. The final part of this project that I will quickly touch on is the animation, creating a weapon exploding effect where all the parts of the model would separate. This idea was based on a couple of more recent games that have used systems like this to show off their weapon customization in the game. You can see this in a weapon showcase video for World War III. Anyway, for my animation I created it within 3ds Max and then rendered it within Marmoset Toolbag. This way I could get the best looking render of it with textures and lighting already applied. I also later used Marmoset to create a turntable animation as well. All in all, I'm happy with the progress in this project, but I feel like I could go a bit further with it, especially when compared to some of the professionals found on ArtStation, both in terms of quality and also scope. This leads me into what I'm thinking of doing for my FMP. My idea as it stands is that I'm going to look at improving this and turn it into a working gun bench animation that is also playable. This means blending a UI customization menu with a real-time animation set for adding and taking away different things like attachments. If I could pull this off, I think it would look really effective. And that's it, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.